Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the starting recording. So, Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
to all the devotees.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. And we had very nice session by Her Grace Shambalai Mataji on Holy Name. And after that, let's start our discussion for today. Very nice passage for today's discussion also. And before that, let's begin with the Mangalacharan. And then, right. So, Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shamyavadi Pashat Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpataru Bhishya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much once again for joining, and hope everyone is doing very good care of themselves, and all the family members are doing good, and hope everyone is doing very nice chanting and reading Srila Prabhupada's books and watching the Bhagavad Gita sessions, Bhagavad Gita shloka, their videos, and even other Prabhupada's lecture. And with this, let's hope and pray that everyone will continue this journey of Krishna consciousness very nicely. And let's begin with a very nice passage for today's discussion. So, who would like to read?
Hare Krishna. Primarily, religion means to know God and to love Him. That is religion. Nowadays, because of lack of training, nobody knows God. What to speak of loving Him? People are satisfied simply going to places of worship and praying. Oh God, give us our daily bread. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, this is called cheating religion, because the aim is not to know and love God, but to gain some personal profit. In other words, if I profess to follow some religion, but I do not know who God is or how to love Him, then I'm practicing a cheating religion. Whoever teaches how to know God and how to know God, how to love Him, he is a spiritual master. Sometimes bogus men mislead people. I am God, they claim, and people who do not know God believe it.
Somebody else can read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
You must
Thank
be.
you, yes.
Shall I? Prabhuji?
Okay,
Yeah,
Harita
Mata,
Mataji.
you can go.
You must be a serious student to understand who God is and how to love Him. Otherwise, you will simply waste your time. We are presenting the science of how one can know Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by practicing the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. They teach us that Our only business is to love God. Our business is not ask God for our necessities. God gives necessities to everyone, even to one who has no religion. For example, cats and dogs have no religion, yet Krishna supplies them with the necessities of life. So, why should we bother Krishna for our daily bread? He is already supplying it. Real religion means to, to learn how to love Him.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, Santosh Prabhu, you can.
First class religion teaches one how to love God without any motive. If I serve God for some profit, that is a business, not love. Real love of God is ahuti apratihata.
Ahituki apratihata.
Yeah, ahituki apratihata.
Apratihata.
Yeah, it cannot be checked by any material cause. It is unconditional. If one actually wants to love God, there is no impediment. One can love Him whether one is poor or rich, young or old, black or white. There are four classes of men: the karmis, the jananis, the yogis,
Gyanis.
and the bhaktas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
gyanis.
that,
Okay,
yeah, Gyanis, it's
the
written.
yogis and the bhaktas. Yeah, and each achieves a different goal. The karmis for some material profit. For example, in the city, many people work hard day and night, and their purpose is to get some money.
Thank you, Prabhu. Somebody else can continue.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will go. A Gyani is a person who thinks, why am I working so hard? The birds, bees, elephants, and other creatures have no profession, yet they are also eating. So why should I unnecessarily work so hard? Rather, let me try to solve the problems of life, birth, death, old age, and disease. Gyanis try to become immortal. They think that if they merge into God's existence, then they will become immune to birth, death, old age, and disease. Yogis try to acquire some mystic power to exhibit a wonderful show. For instance, a yogi can become very small if you put him in a locked room, and he can come out through any little space. By showing this kind of magic, the yogi is immediately accepted as a very wonderful man. Of course, modern yogis simply show some gymnastics. They have no real power, but a real yogi has some power, which is not spiritual but material. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, last, yes, yeah, last
Yeah,
paragraph.
I'll take it, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
But the bhakta or the devotee doesn't want anything for himself, but wants to serve God out of love. Just as a mother serves her child, no question of profit in a mother's service to her child. Out of pure affection and love, she cares for him. When you come to this stage of loving God, that is perfection, neither the karmi or the Gyani nor the yogi can know God. Only the bhakta can know God. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhakta mam
Abhijanati.
abhijanati. Only through the process of bhakti can one understand God. Krishna never says one can understand him by other processes. No, only through bhakti can one understand Krishna. If you are interested in knowing God and loving him, then you must accept the devotional process. No other process will help you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's the passage from Science of Self-Revelation. So, wonderful book and wonderful passage. Hope everyone has also read before coming to the session and the passage I shared, right? Same. So, would like to hear everyone here now. So, what is the one point which you like the most or which touches your heart from this passage?
Uh,
Yes, Prabhu.
the real love in God is not for doing some profit. It is to love the God unselflessly. That is the thing which I like the most.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing. So, who would like to tell what is real religion?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Santosh. So
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
think in terms of my understanding from these passages, I think the real religion is when we are able to relate ourselves with the Supreme Godhead, and believe in the process what he has made for us to connect with him and then improve our way of life, other than simply requesting for more money, more food, more luxury, more happiness. I think that will automatically follow if we are connected with the supreme godhead. So that's my
Yes.
understanding.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yes. Yeah. Somebody else would like to share any point? Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, with my understanding, real religion means to love God. The caste doesn't matter, and everyone can love God. So that is what I understand.
Yeah. Thank you,
To
Mataji.
love God. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So, what else you like, or yes, Mataji, you want to say something? Mataji?
We should have fondness to God, Prabhuji, not the greediness on material things. That's how it's the real religion is all about.
Yeah. So, would like to share few of the references here. So, what is real religion, right? So, real religion in the Srimad Bhagavatam 6:3-19, it is saying Dharmam tu Sakshat Bhagavad Pranitam, right? So, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, and here you're seeing the Yamraj Doots are speaking here. What they're saying, just read the translation. Real religious principles are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although fully situated in the mode of goodness, even the great rishis who occupy the topmost planet cannot ascertain the real religious principle. Nor can the demigods or the leaders of Siddhalok, to say nothing of the asuras. Ordinary human beings with their thirsts and charanas. So, real religious principle is what which Supreme Personality of Godhead is enacted or he has established, right? So, in this same connection, we have this 126 from Srimad Bhagavatam. What is the real religion? And Krishna has also explained in the Bhagavad Gita, right? 1866. What is that? Very, very important shloka and very uh, very famous shloka is the Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, right? So Krishna himself is saying, what is the real religion? Is the Save Pamsa Parodhar, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam, right? To surrender or to take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Krishna. And here, this is the Srimad Bhagavatam where we are uh, we can understand what is the parodharma. Save pumsa parodharma yato bhakti adhokshaje ahituki apratihata yayatma su prasiddhati. The supreme occupation dharma for all humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Yes, everybody would like to be satisfied, right? Suprasiddhati. So, what is the formula for making ourselves is given here. Save pumsa parodharma. What is the parodharma? Yato bhaktir adhokshaja. Adhokshaja is the name of Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, the bhakti or the devotional service. So, what is the this bhakti? Basically, the loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And how it should be? Ahituki apratihata. Ahituki means unbroken, uninterrupted, right? And ahituki means causeless, means without any motive. And apratihata means without interruption, right? So there should not be any material motive to do the bhakti. It should be a spiritual reason. And what is the spiritual reason? To please the Krishna. That's the only goal we should have. It's not like to get something. So, what is the difference between material consciousness and spiritual consciousness? In material consciousness, we are looking we are just wanting, right? So we wanted to get, and forget, right? But what is the spiritual consciousness? We wanted to give, right? Give, and forgive, right? So this is very important, that this is the difference between spiritual consciousness and material consciousness. Even though we are in material world, but we can have spiritual consciousness. How? We can always give, and forgive, right? So this is very important and very nice thing. So let's move in the passage. There is talking about the spiritual master. So who is the true spiritual master, right? Any thoughts on that?
Prabhuji, a spiritual master is a bona fide person whom we can believe, and he can elevate our position from our current state to the higher state of spiritual elevation.
Yes, thank you, Avinash Prabhu. Yeah. So spiritual master is helping us to connect to the Krishna, right? So uh, any other characteristics or any other points you would like to make here? Any other devotees about the qualities of a spiritual master or characteristics, how we should be?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Quality of spiritual master is who can teach us to love God.
yes.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, very nice points Mataji and Prabhuji has explained here. So we can see in Prabhupada, our Guru, who has established this very nice organization ISKCON, where we can all love and practice this cult of bhakti, which is teaching us, right, to love God, to understand the God and love God. And what are the characteristics, main characteristic of spiritual guru? He should be knowledgeable of the Vedas and know the conclusion of the scriptures. So many people are misguiding, right? Misguiding the people about the Vedas and how it can be useful for material gains. But he should know the conclusion of all the scriptures. And what is the conclusions? Save pumsa paro dharma yato bhakti radakshati, or sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam, right? So this conclusion that spiritual master should teach the people, right? He should be absorbed in worship of the Lord by chanting of the Lord's name, right? So Lord's name, Lord Krishna's name, or Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he should be chanting. He should be peaceful, fully satisfied in activities of devotional service. He should have deep faith in the Lord. Many people are not following the Lord's instruction, or they are not. I mean, there are so-called spiritual gurus, pseudo gurus. Are many are there in the market, but they don't even consider Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. They just consider Krishna is just like human being or some historical person. So they should have some. They should have. I mean, the spiritual master, the true spiritual master, should have faith in the Lord. Right? He should exhibit all good qualities. He should be intelligent, steady, austere, and truthful. He should be sweet in speech, pleasant to look at, clean, youthful looking, wearing clean clothes. Means he should have all these qualities. He should also maintain the cleanliness. He should have very pleasant in speaking and giving the Krishna consciousness. He should be expert in conducting all the people in general. And also he should establish the same principle what Lord has given to the humanity, right? So he should not alter anything, but he should present as it is what Lord has given. And Srila Prabhupada has given us very mercifully the Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? So whatever Lord is explaining in to the Arjuna, and through Arjuna to all of us, Prabhupada has presented as it is, so that we can attain, we can understand the Lord, and we can attain the supreme goal, right? Which is the love of Godhead. Right? So that's how we should understand, and we should feel thankful for our ISKCON's Acharya and founder, Srila Prabhupada. Right? So he's pure devotee of Lord, and he's pure true spiritual master. So let's move, and so we have talked about the true spiritual master, and what about the other pseudo guru or fake gurus? How they are cheating others? What they are claiming, or what they are doing? What Prabhupada is mentioning here, or from your experience?
Guruji, they are claiming that they are only gods.
Yes.
So here Prabhupada is mentioning that there is the servant of God, but other dummy people are saying that they are gods. Prabhuji.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, or anyone has any, means they have encountered with any pseudo guru or a fake guru who has influenced you, or I mean anything? If you have any experience, you can share what they are doing generally. So some magic or something they are showing, right? Something, some powder or something they are creating, and some gold chain or something, right? Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Any thoughts? Yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, yes, I think maybe we all have seen, or like, how they are misguiding by giving some examples, and, not giving the examples from the Shastra itself, and then showing there some kind of, little bit of magic thing, and then claiming themselves. And actually, and the major reason I see is not distributing Harinam. So whenever we see them, they are always worried about everything else except Bhakti and Harinam. So that, yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah. So that's the important thing. We should understand, and we should have intelligence that we can understand who is giving what and what is good for us. Yes, Santosh Prabhu, you also would like to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to mention, like, there are some kind of, people who claim themselves to be God, or, messenger of God, and they target, groups who are not financially stable, and they try to pull them in their religion, and then they kind of, form it as a business, that if you enter this religion, then you have to bring, 5 to 10 people, you will get your commission. And I think there are many such things which are, converting people from one religion to another, and then, trying to offer them lucrative financial benefits, or closing their, loans, or whatever debt they have.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything we can see this, like monetary level. If people are, the gurus, or so-called gurus, they are teaching, or they are asking for, everything is like material level. Even these magic and other things, right? They are showing, or if they are solving even some economic related issues. So all are bodily level, right? We have learned that we are the soul, we are not this body. So we can't be satisfied with the bodily needs alone. So they should talk about the spiritual needs, and spiritual need can only be fulfilled by the, when we connect to the supremely spiritual person, right? Then only we can understand, and we can have our relationship with him, and then we can understand about him, and then uh, we can start developing our relationship, and we can start loving the God. So loving our aspect, that is very much important, right? We can see that we are not we are dealing with many people, but we don't love each and every, right? We love with our family members, or we love with our spouse, or means very intimate persons, right? Not, but we deal with many. So similarly, we should deal with everyone, but we should love only the God, right? The supremely loving person, Krishna. So let's move ahead. Any points any would like to say something, or we can move forward further?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
only in this Kali Yuga we can encounter this kind of fake gurus who claim themselves to be God, or they expect people to pray to them or something like that. But people should ask questions, like there are so great saints in previous yugas like Rishi Balmiki and others. They never claim themselves to be God, but their only motive was to love God or do respect to God, and they actually elevates one's position, one spiritual position from one level to other level to love God. So they are the real gurus. But in Kali Yuga, we
Yes.
have to very we should be very careful to choose who is a bona fide. When bona fide is one most key word, like we have to choose who is the real guru and follow him.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. So whoever Prabhupada, in Prabhupada's terms, Prabhupada's lecture, many times you will hear that whoever is claiming that he is God, he is rascal. So in Prabhupada's terms, he is rascal. So rascal or asses or is the mudha. Mudha means gadha. Right? So that's the thing, because nobody can become God. Right? God is God. Right? Prabhupada, this definition of, Prabhupada has given in so many lectures about Bhagwan word. Bhag means opulences, and Van means who possesses. And Bhagwan has 6 opulences in full. So whoever has that 6 opulences in full, he is the only Bhagwan. And what are all those 6 opulences? He should be very beautiful. He should be wealthy. He should be strong. He should be um, renounced. How many? 4. And he should be, um, what else?
Knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. So full knowledge. And I
Renounced,
think,
Prabhuji.
yeah, renounced, done. So these are the 6 opulences. And these, we have seen many people have, they are very wealthy, very rich, right? And so many beautiful faces also we have seen, but they can't claim that they have all the wealth, right? If we ask them, so they can't claim. But Krishna can claim that he is the Bhaktaram Yagtapasam, Sarva Lok Maheshwar, right? He is the Sarva Lok Maheshwar, right? He is saying in the Bhagavad Gita. So that way we should understand that, and all the 6 opulences has exhibited by Krishna when he was in the material world. So that way, nobody can claim and nobody can become the God. So whoever is saying he is the rascal. Okay, so let's move. So how Krishna consciousness is helping us, uh, or what is Krishna consciousness teaching us? Basically, everyone has explained here about, um, but those who have not speak yet, they can also speak up, and it's very easy. And we many people have already shared their experience. So I would request everyone to participate in the discussion. So how Krishna consciousness, is it helping, or how it is helping to achieve our goal? What is the goal first, and then how it is helping? Sandeep Prabhu, Amresh Prabhu, Yavita Mataji.
Can I give my points, Prabhuji?
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, so I think goal for me in terms of leading this life is to have, at the end of the day, we should have some peace of mind, and we should be reflecting on what good we did, or whether we have not harmed anyone. So after connecting to ISKCON and starting this chanting and listening in our Bhakt groups, and the groups what we have created for multiple discussions. and also reading this purports in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. I think it is giving a lot of meaning to each and every verse and each and every word in that particular discussion, and it actually relates to how we can improve on our day-to-day life, as well as the behavior which we do with our family members, with whatever people we are interacting. And definitely, as it is mentioned in many ways, like if we are doing good, I think the good will only come back to us, and that will help us improve on our personal challenges in the life, or give us some directions or help or support what we are looking at. And only the supreme godhead knows us from inside. We may not tell everything to maybe our family, our friends, but the supreme godhead, he knows what this person is occupied with, why he is unable to progress in the spiritual path, and then he tries to enable that, and gives us that support or knowledge to overcome that situation, and then
Yes, Prem.
continue in this better journey.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yogita Mataji, you would like to say something? Harik. Mataji, your voice is not clear. Hare Krishna.
Powering off.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, it got on mute. So Hari Krishna once again to everyone. Hari Krishna Prabhuji. So my goal is, yeah, to to go deep in bhakti. I know we stay in this material world. Job is there, a lot of other responsibilities, and things comes up suddenly also. To give that time to Lord Krishna, love him, and to go deep in this bhakti, because he is only going to be the support. Because in this material world, nobody is going to be our support. People are very selfish, and my goal is that in the young age, like my son is 15 years old, so once he is matured enough, once he is in this world, material world, able to manage himself, and once he gets married, after that I always tell him, you're the one who's going to send me to Vaikunta, so don't forget that responsibility of sending me after your marriage. That's it. Immediately I want to go off. I don't want to stay in this material world for long. Because as Mataji was mentioned, that old age have its own challenges, mental, physical, and everything, and body, mind gets a lot of struggle. It goes through sufferings. It goes through. So that's right. Because I see my father, I see my in-laws, I see my mother also. So in the old age, it's very difficult to manage them. And Lord Krishna is only the hope and faith and love, unconditional love that I have. And one day also, if I don't put the diya, and I don't feel like something is missing, I always feel that. So,
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. So the one thing you said, that we should go in deep in the bhakti, and Mataji has just told us in our main room that how we can go in the deep. She told about the quantity and quality chanting. Both is required, right? We should increase our quantity as per our capacity, as per our slowly progress, right? We can increase our rounds of chanting, and it should also increase the quality, right, of the chanting, so that we can feel or we can experience the Lord's presence, because Lord and his name is not different, right? So never feel that Lord is separate than his name. So Krishna, when we are saying Krishna, means he's the same Supreme Personality of Godhead in the form of his name. So very important, very very powerful, right? So thank you everyone for sharing. So in the just to get the idea about the different category, Prabhupada has given here that karmi, who is the karmi, who is the jnani, who is the yogi, and who is the bhakta, right? So uh, in just short, who is the karmi?
Works day and night for some material profit, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So he's just working for on profit, right? On desire for fruits. He's just desiring for something, result, some fruits. Okay. And who is the jnani?
Prabhuji, Gyani has the understanding of this four kind of sufferings in life, like Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi, and they work in such a way that they will get rid of these sufferings.
Yeah. So they are just looking for liberation, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So they are also not looking for loving God, but they are just wanting to get rid of this material world. So that is also one way it's good that we should have desire to get rid of this material world. But how? The process is given by Srila Prabhupada, that bhakti, with the process of bhakti yoga, right? You'll see. So what about the yogis? So here yogis means there's uh, mystic yogis basically. So who are they?
Yeah, Prabhuji, they will do some kind of through some austerities or penances, they will do some kind of sadhana and they will get some kind of magical power. But their goal of life is not transcendental. That is also to gain something material, to maybe to attract some group of people or something like that.
Yeah. And then bhakta. So bhakta is, we already discussed so much that, right? Who is loving the Lord, right? Who is unconditionally and unmotivated doing the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is, I would like to just share one shloka from Bhagavad Gita 6:47. 6th chapter 47th shloka is this. So it is very nice shloka from Lord himself. Yogi nam api sarvesham mat gaten antaratmana shraddhavan bhajte yo mam same yukta tamomata. And of all the yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So this is the last shloka of this chapter, 6th chapter, where Krishna has explained all the yogas, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and then he's talking about the Bhakti Yoga, that, and in his opinion, what is the highest? The Bhakti Yoga is the highest. And what is the Bhakti Yoga? To render service, transcendental loving service. Yeah, this love aspect is very important, right? Loving service to me means to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is saying here, right? So this is what is a nice thing, conclusion, that yeah, Bhakti is the process where we can elevate ourselves for that supreme goal, which is love of Godhead, right? So thank you so much. Very nice discussion today. Anything, anybody would like to share something?
Prabhuji, what is material consciousness you said?
Uh,
Spiritual is give and forgive, and the
yes.
material is what, Prabhuji?
Get. Means always we want something, right? Even with Lord also, when we pray, we ask something.
Okay,
Lord, give us our daily bread. Prabhupada has mentioned in this in the passage also that we are just always asking, or even means get everything, and we are forgetting also. Get and forget, right? So we are forgetting. Means we are not grateful also. We are getting, but we are forgetting. So that, yeah. So this is like acronym, but yeah, we can explain this very elaborately. Also, we can understand it. So today's morning Bhagavatam session was very nice. So Prabhuji has explained about Save Prumsa Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti or Adukshaje in our ISKCON Whitefield congregation. So it's available on YouTube. So you can watch that video also. That is very nice. So the same, almost similar line, Prabhuji has explained about the devotional service. So we'll move to the okay. So I think passage summary almost done. Prabhuji, what you shared, we will share in the PP in this group. Okay, Minash Prabhu has shared summary. So we have almost covered everything. So we'll move to the Bhagavad Gita shlok today. Okay, directly, and we have 3 shlokas from first chapter. So we'll cover that 3 shlokas first, and then we will have summary of first chapter prepared by Puneet Prabhu, and he will just explain in 2-3 minutes the summary, and then we'll move to the second chapter, few shlokas, and then we'll conclude by the second chapter summary. So Deepak Raj Prabhu, you would like to go for the
Yes, Prabhu, I'm
44
ready.
shloka.
Yeah, 1.44. So in that verse, it was explained that because of selfish motives by the people, they usually incline to sinful activities like by killing their own family members, like their brother, father, or mother, whoever it is. But here in this verse, it is explained like that Arjuna, being a saintly devotee of Lord, and he was very conscious of the moral principles, and he takes care to avoid these activities. That's why he's saying like why to fight, why to fight in the war, because by acquiring the kingdom, why to kill the family members and all. So in one point of way, if we think this is the reason, like not being selfish, and we should not be more selfish, and to such a way we should harm family members and friends, or so whoever it is, we should not be more selfish, and that is what it is more intended to, this verse is intended. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So 45th shloka, Amrita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. So in this verse, actually, it explains a Kshatriya fighting principles. That is, that an unarmed and unwilling enemy should not be attacked. And in this verse, Arjuna decided that even if attacked by the enemy in such an awkward position, he would not fight. He did not consider how much the other party was bent upon fighting. All these symptoms are due to soft-heartedness resulting from his being a great devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Harita Mataji, last shloka of this chapter.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So it's the last verse of the first chapter. Here, Arjuna has given 4 reasons. It's already done for not to fight. So now Sanjay said, Arjuna, having spoken thus on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrow and sank down on his chariot seat. His mind overcome with grief. So the Arjuna was is so disturbed with all uh, regarding the war and all. So here the Prabhuji has given one example saying that. So here the marriage, all the arrangements are done. The bride and the bridegroom, everybody are there in the mandap, and finally the groom says that he's not going to marry. So in this way, the Arjuna, the whole battle is ready, everything is ready, but here Arjuna is not willing to fight. It's not that he's frightened about uh, the battlefield or the fight, but he's very soft and kind-hearted. So finally, he says that like you need to have the qualities of kindness and soft-hearted. Hare Krishna.
So to become devotee, we should have soft, kind-hearted person, right? So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mataji. So Puneet Prabhu, I would request you to just walk through the summary. Then we'll move to the second chapter. So first chapter summary is also shared in the group by Avinash Prabhu, right? So hope everyone would
Hare
have
Krishna, Prabhuji.
seen that video also, right? And Prabhuji, can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, can I share my screen for 2 minutes? Is it possible? Prabhuji, you are mute.
I think I won't. I'm not host, so I won't be able to make you co-host, Prabhu.
Yes,
But
Prabhuji.
I'm
Okay.
sharing the
Yes.
screen. I think. Can you
Yes,
see?
Prabhuji, we can start. Yes.
Okay, you can see the screen, right?
Right, Prabhuji.
Okay, you can ask me to go to next screen.
Yes. Hare Krishna to all devotees, Mataji, Danvat Pranam. So we have seen in Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So we are trying to summarize here. So this is the chapter 1 summary, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Next screen, Prabhuji.
Oh,
Shloka 1. Shloka 1, Prabhuji. So here we see that Dhritarashtra inquires to Sanjaya. So we can see the, what is going on in Dhritarashtra's mind. He was, fearful, doubtful, desirous, curious, and he's asking Sanjaya, what did they do? He's talking about who? Mamaka, my sons Pandavas, the sons of Pandu, where Dham, Kshetra, and Kurukshetra. I think this is, what we have learned, Dhritarashtra. He was blind, but he was also blind in terms of, this kind of discrimination he's doing between his sons and Pandavas. Next slide, please. From Shloka 2 to 11, we have seen that, the personality of Duryodhana, how Duryodhana approached Dronacharya. He pointed out Dronacharya, wanted to make him angry, showing all his diplomatic skills, and explained his army men also who are ready to give their life for him. Compared his army with Pandava's army, we have also seen how fearful he was from Arjuna and Bhima, how diplomat skills he has. He was confident also, but at the same time he is diplomatically comparing the armies. Next slide, Prabhuji. From Shloka 12 to 19, we have seen how blowing of conch shell started, and Bhishma Dev started blowing his conch shell just to give pleasure to Duryodhana, but inside his heart there is something going on. So after that, all the personalities started blowing their conch shells. Lord Krishna, Panchajanya, Arjuna blew Devadatta, Bhima has Pandra, Yudhishthir had Ananta Vijaya, Sahadev had Mani Pushpaka. And we also seen that how these are actually the signs of victory. These are the signs, when they started blowing their conch shells, Kuru's hearts were shattered. Next slide, Prabhuji. From Shloka 20 to 27, we have seen that how Arjuna observed the armies. He asked, he want to see who desires to fight. Then Krishna also said to him in a way like that, "Ho Parth, see, all the Kurus are here." Then Arjuna, was unable to stand, and his mind was reeling. He's seeing all the causes of misfortune. At the same time, we can see the qualities of Arjuna. He was overwhelmed at that time, compassionate. His body was quivering, his mouth was drying up, his Gandiva was slipping, his skin is burning. Next slide, Prabhuji. And then from Shloka 28 to 46, we have seen that, what kind of reasons Arjuna is giving not to fight. He was showing compassion for friends and relatives. Then he's saying that even after victory, what is the point of having enjoyment? And then he was fearful about all the sinful reactions. Then he was also mentioning about destruction of family traditions. So in these shlokas, we have seen that Arjuna, as a great devotee, he was compassionate, non-violent, and soft-hearted. And finally, we see that he sat down, setting aside his bow and arrows. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji. So very wonderfully you prepared the slides and wonderfully presented. Full chapter, first chapter of Bhagavad Gita we have covered, right? This way, and hope you all have enjoyed sharing first watching the videos and then sharing your realization from that videos and reading from the Prabhupada's book, right? So let's move to the second chapter. And for second chapter, first shloka, Who is going to speak?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Khushbu Mataji. That's right.
So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. So now in this verse, in chapter 1, we have seen Arjuna ended with that he is not going to fight. So now in this verse, the sloka started with Sanjaya said, Arjuna, so Arjuna was full of compassion and very sorrowful. His eyes was brimming with tears and he said he will not fight. So now Krishna started speaking and he is gonna get ready Arjuna to fight. So in couple of verses, Krishna will be speaking. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So next, Puneet
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
In this second verse of chapter 2, we see that Srila Vyasdev addressing Krishna as Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Srila Prabhupada also mentioned in purport that Supreme Lord is Supreme Brahman, is Paramatma and Bhagwan. And Srila Prabhupada is giving us an example of sunshine, sun surface, and sun planet itself, how physically sun planet is. And Srila Prabhupada is explained that Bhagwan is actually explained by Parashara Muni, who is father of Vyasadev ji. So Supreme Lord is the one who possesses all the strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all the renunciation, all the opulences at once. You have seen that in any of businessman or any person who can have one or two or three things, but no one can possess all the qualities at once. So Supreme Lord is the one who possesses all the opulences at once. So no one is actually equal to him. He is the supreme cause of all the causes. In Srimad Bhagavatam also, all the incarnations of Lord Krishna are mentioned. They are either plenary expansions or part of the plenary expansions. So therefore, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the absolute truth, the source of all causes, and the source of super soul and impersonal Brahman also. So Lord Krishna here is very surprised in this verse, how these words are coming from Arjuna. So Lord was not expecting this from Arjuna, who is actually a Kshatriya. In this shloka, Lord Krishna addressed Arjuna as a Anarya also. Anarya means a person who do not know the value of life. But how is it possible? These kind of words are coming from Arjuna. So Lord Krishna is surprised, and he did not approve the compassion of Arjuna for his kinsman. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is the shloka, actually, second chapter, second shloka. I would request everyone to read the purport of this shloka from Bhagavad Gita as it is, or from the Veda base online also you can watch. So you can read. This is the one where Prabhupada has explained very nicely about the Bhagwan at times, but Prabhuji has also explained, and I was also talking about that, right? That what is the meaning of Bhagwan, and how it is very nicely Prabhupada has explained. So please go through it. And this is the shloka from where Bhagwan starts speaking in the Bhagavad Gita now. So third, Amrish Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
In this verse of Bhagavad Gita, basically Lord Krishna addressed Arjuna as the son of Pratha. Basically, he reminded three things to Arjuna by this word. First, that being a Pratha, that is being a Kshatri. Second, प्रथा मीन्स कि उसका ब्लड रिलेशन भी है कृष्णा लॉर्ड कृष्णा जी के साथ में, और थर्ड कि वो जो है लॉर्ड कृष्णा के काफी जो है क्लोज फ्रेंड भी हैं. तो इसलिए उन्होंने यहाँ पे भगवान का लॉर्ड कृष्णा जी ने इनको जो है अर्जुन को प्रथा करके एड्रेस करते हुए कहा कि आप एक तो क्षत्रिय हैं, क्षत्रिय को ये शोभा नहीं देता कि वो इस तरीके से ये ग्लोरियस नहीं है, और दूसरा क्योंकि आप हमारे जो है रिलेशन में हैं बीइंग जो है प्रथा संज्ञा प्रथा, तो देन you are brilliant and powerful, and since you had a blood relation with me, and you are also my friend, so you are very influential. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Santosh Prabhu, last shloka, fourth for today's.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so this is the verse number 4 from chapter 2. Here, Arjun is saying, Arjun said, like, "Oh Madhusudan, how can I shoot arrows in the battle on men like Bhishma and Dronacharya, who are worthy of my worship? So, oh destroyer of enemies," he is, addressing him like Madhusudan, because he has destroyed these two demons. So in response to this, Sri Krishna, he has asked Arjun to take action. He has asked him to call, for the action, and Arjun is presenting his confusion. He states that Bhishma and Dronacharya, they are worthy of his respect and adoration, because they are elder. They have taught him so many things, and Bhishma was the embodiment of chastity, and remained a lifelong celibate to fulfill the vow. He has taken that pratigya, that he will always serve this, and support. He will not be running behind the king's seat. So he has made that promise to the father, and that's why he was respectable. And Arjun's military preceptor is Dronacharya, who has trained him. He was genius in science of warfare, and then it was from this guru that he mastered all the art of archery. But this, there was also Kripacharya, who was also respectable person on the other side. He was also having Arjun has always held him in veneration, so he was treating them as men for high merit, and as enemies. Now it was difficult for him, and his noble minded Arjun, to actually shoot arrows on them. So if even arguing with these vulnerable elders was impossible, he cannot even argue with them for anything, then how could he think for attacking them with weapons? So his statement thus implies that, "Oh Krishna, please do not doubt my courage, but I'm prepared to fight already. But from the perspective of moral duty, my duty to respect my teachers and show compassion of those sons to Dhritarashtra."
Thank you so much,
So I think
Prabhuji.
that's what he wanted to say. Yeah.
Yeah, so quickly, I think 30 seconds only, I think it would be difficult to share by Kantal Prabhu now. So we'll share this, so you can just have a look what are the key points and key learnings um, from all the 4 shlokas, right?
Prabhuji, even that summary, first chapter summary, Prabhuji,
Yes,
slide.
yes, we'll share everything. So I request Renu Mataji to just say 2-3 points in the main room, right? What we have discussed in the
Yes,
first
yes,
session.
Prabhuji. Sure.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone, thank you so much. So would like to hear from everyone. One person from each Bhakti Vriksha, what they have, what are the key learnings from today's session. So who would like to go first?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
I would like to go first.
Okay. Renu Mataji from Radha Gopinath BV. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. So today's session was great spiritual learning. So first, it came with the phrase where we got to know about the true religion. And just to sum up and give a small insight, we came to know that the true religion is only to love God. That is the true service. And this can be performed very well only through a bhakt. So in the 4 categories, which is Gyani, Karmi, Yogi, and Bhakt. So only the Bhakt can love God truly and render service. And we also saw only the true spiritual master the spiritual master would be a pure devotee who would guide all the devotees to the right path and show us how to love God. There are so many people, especially nowadays, who claim themselves like the fake, fake people who claim themselves as God. So the appearances of Krishna, like who is Bhagwan, they are the six appearances are strong, strong, knowledgeable, beauty, renounce, fame, and wealth. So someone can be considered as God only if they have these six. That can be nobody except Krishna. So nobody can be God except Krishna. That is what we got to know from there. And also we saw these shlokas. So just to sum up, our true spiritual journey and our true devotion towards God only is that we should love God from our heart and soul and render our service in his lotus feet. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Well done. Very good, Mataji. Very good.
Thank you, Renu Mataji. So from Radha Sham Sundar, Radha Raman, or Radha Govind Bhakti Vriksha. Prabhuji, can you nominate?
Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. May
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking, Chaudhary Prabhuji.
hello. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Now it is okay.
Yes, it's good. Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead,
Yes,
please.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and all devotees. Today's session was really great, as Mataji has explained it. So through today's session, we came to know what is religion, what is true religion, and what is cheating religion. Nicely, it was differentiated in the passage. True religion is to know the God and to love Him. That is true religion. Nowadays, a lot of so-called Babas, they are teaching, they are coming up with their religion, but that is definitely not a religion, because they themselves don't know what is God and how to love Him. They are just preaching people with nice dialogue and all those things. That's why people are following them, but it is not a true religion. And that four categories has been nicely explained in passage: karmis, jnanis, yogis, and bhaktas. So ultimately, true religion is only bhakta can follow, because he only know the God and he is loving the God, true love, without expecting anything from the God. Nice example has been given in the passage, like love of a mother for her kid, because mother doesn't expect anything from the kid. It is pure love. So for that type of love, we have to generate for the God. Then only we can know the God and we can love the God. That is true bhakti only. And through that only we can be a true religious person. That's all, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So yeah, from other two Bhakti Vrikshas, Chandan Prabhu, who is speaking from.
Prabhu, I could not, I was concluding the things and got over.
Okay.
So
somebody from your Bhakti Vriksha
yeah,
can.
any Prabhuji, Mataji can. Yeah. Maybe Kalpana Mataji want to say something. Mataji, conclude. Anyone from Radha Raman group?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, please.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. In this session, we learned what is religion. Religion means to know God and how to love Him. And first class religion teaches us how to love God without any motive. If we serve God for some profit, then it is called business. And the real love of God is unconditional. And other thing also that we should approach Krishna through spiritual masters, which is easy because they teach us how to know God and how to love Him. And another thing is, when we go to places of worship, we pray for asking something, for some favors and all. Then we are actually cheating religion in one way or the other. because we should, that is with some motive we are going, it is not unconditional. And then we also learnt about the 4 types of, that is Karmi, Jnani, Yogi and Bhakta. Karmis, they actually work for some material profit, because they have to live in this material world, they have to work day and night to earn money and serve their family, etc. Then Jnanis think that God is providing even to animals and other things. So why I should waste my time working hard? Let me spend my time so that I can merge into consciousness, so that I can become immortal, and then I can avoid this birth, old age, death and disease and all that. And there are the 3rd type, they are yogis. They acquire some mystic power, some, but they exhibit it and show it to earn money. And there are some false yogis also who are cheaters. They just simply show gymnastics. That is not real power, but a real yogic has power, but which is not spiritual, and they are wasting their time actually. Then comes the bhaktas. They don't do anything for themselves. They simply want to serve God out of love, and with unconditional love, just as a mother loves her child and does anything for the child with unconditional love and affection. That is what I understood from this session. And also about Krishna consciousness, where we should not ask for our basic necessities, and go through this Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and learn a real religion, how to love God. And by chanting Krishna, Hare Krishna, Maha Mantra, it is easy to approach, become one with God. That's what I understood.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So from Radha Govind Bhakti Vriksha, Sushma Mataji would like to say anything. Prasad Prabhu. Prasad Prabhu also not there. Hare Krishna. From Radha Govind Bhakti Vriksha, anybody would like to say key words? Hemu Mataji, you know, I think Prasad Prabhu dropped.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I can take Piyush here.
Yes,
So I think all the points as everybody has covered. So it's mainly about the Krishna's consciousness is very well explained in these days, and in this material world, as we see this war between Russia and Ukraine. So we have seen the lots of Krishna consciousness over there in Ukraine, where they are serving the facility to the people, trying to help them out and giving the food facility. So that is the live example in this material world, what we can learn from them.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Anybody wants to add a little bit about Vedas? What is the main? No, anyway, all have discussed. Just 1 or 2 lines. Anyone? Why we should study Vedas? Those things we studied.
As far as I have perceived, Prabhuji, only our motto to study Vedas is to get closer to the God. Only
Yes.
it.
Because nobody explained about the motives of Veda, why we should study.
Prabhuji, because they teach us how to love God.
Yes.
And know Him and serve Him without any motive.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can we say it's all the Veda studies ends with bhakti? The summary is to give us bhakti, that we should become devotee, great devotee to the Supreme Lord. I think so.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Means the conclusion of Vedas are the supreme loving service to the Supreme Personality of God. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing very nice points. So, because of interest of time, we'll just move to the Narsimha Pranam. So we'll sing today. Please follow. Yeah.
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं
उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखम्
नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्
नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्
श्री नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय श्री नरसिंह देव
श्री नरसिंह जय नरसिंह जय जय श्री
प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुख पद्मा भृंगा
प्रह्लादेश
जय
पद्मा
पद्मा मुखा पद्मा बृंदा
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय
नमस्ते
नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रह्लाद लाद दायिने प्रह्लाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकाशिपूर्भक्षः
हिरण्यकाशिपूर्भक्षः
तो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमल बरे नाथा अद्भुत श्रृंगा ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु अनुभृंगा केशवदीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
अवतार कमल
अद्भुत
अद्भुत
श्रृंगार ललिता हिरण्यकशिपु अनुभृंगा केशवदीता हरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवदीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय केशवदेता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव
जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव
जय महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय
प्रहलाद
महाराज
जय
प्रहलाद जय प्रहलाद
जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर
हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि और प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय भक्त श्री प्रहलाद महाराज
की जय
कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
जय
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much everyone for joining this session today and hope to see you next week everyone.